The evolution of Batman on film is a fascinating journey, showcasing the character's adaptability to changing times, technologies, and audience expectations. Since his debut in 1943, Batman has undergone significant transformations in terms of tone, style, and cultural relevance. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the evolution of Batman through all the different films from the last 50 years and seeing how much has changed over time. So grab your popcorn and drink and sit back, and let's get straight into it. Batman, the movie 1966, is a colorful, campy adventure that brings the beloved TV series starring Adam West as Batman and Burt Ward as Robin to the big screen. In this light-hearted and over-the-top film, Batman and Robin must stop a villainous alliance of the Joker, the Riddler, the Penguin, and Catwoman, who team up to execute a bizarre plot involving a device that can turn people into vapor. The movie is filled with humorous dialogue, exaggerated fight sequences, and zany antics, all set in the vibrant, comic book-inspired world of Gotham. Adam West's Batman is a straight-laced, gadget-equipped hero, while Burt Ward's energetic Robin delivers his signature holy exclamations. The film embraces the campy, whimsical tone of the 1960s TV series, delivering a fun and entertaining experience with its quirky performances, iconic Batmobile, and cheeky humor. In conclusion of the Adam West era, Batman 1966 to 1968 marks an iconic moment in television history, capturing the campy, light-hearted spirit of the 1960s while establishing Batman as a pop culture phenomenon. Batman film series. The Tim Burton and Joel Schumacher era 1989 to 1997. The Batman film franchise underwent a dramatic shift in tone and style throughout the late 1980s and 1990s, with Tim Burton and Joel Schumacher at the helm of the first four films. These movies brought The Dark Knight to life in starkly different ways, from Burton's Gothic, moody vision to Schumacher's campy, colorful approach. Batman 1989, directed by Tim Burton. The series began with Tim Burton's Batman 1989, which introduced a darker, more gothic version of Gotham City. Starring Michael Keaton as Bruce Wayne, Batman, and Jack Nicholson as the Joker, the film was a fresh take on the character, combining Burton's signature eccentric style with the more brooding and psychological aspects of Batman. Plot. The story follows Bruce Wayne as he battles the Joker, a criminal mastermind turned psychotic villain. As the Joker causes chaos in Gotham, Batman struggles with his own identity and the trauma of his parents' murder. The film blends action with gothic horror and explores themes of madness, obsession, and vengeance. Tone. Burton's Gotham is a dark, expressionist landscape full of towering skyscrapers, twisted architecture, and a sense of timelessness. The film has an eerie atmosphere, mixing humor with grim, psychological undertones. Though dark, it was still accessible to a wider audience, with the Joker's playful menace adding a sense of fun to the otherwise somber story. In conclusion of Batman 1989, directed by Tim Burton, marked a significant shift in the portrayal of the Dark Knight on screen, blending gothic visual storytelling with a more serious, brooding take on the character compared to the campy, colorful portrayal of the 1960s TV show. This film introduced a darker, more psychologically complex Batman, played by Michael Keaton, and set the stage for the modern superhero genre. Batman Returns 1992, directed by Tim Burton, is a darker, surreal sequel with Michael Keaton returning as Batman. He faces two iconic villains, the grotesque Penguin Danny DeVito and the tragic Catwoman Michelle Pfeiffer. As Gotham descends into chaos, Batman grapples with his identity and feelings for Selina. The film explores themes of obsession and duality, set in a nightmarish Gotham. Its gothic visuals and complex characters make it a standout in the Batman franchise. Batman Returns 1992, directed by Tim Burton, is a darker, surreal sequel with Michael Keaton returning as Batman. He faces two iconic villains, the grotesque Penguin Danny DeVito and the tragic Catwoman Michelle Pfeiffer. As Gotham descends into chaos, Batman grapples with his identity and feelings for Selina. The film explores themes of obsession and duality, set in a nightmarish Gotham. Its Gothic visuals and complex characters make it a standout, solidifying Burton's unique take on Batman. Batman and Robin 1997, directed by Joel Schumacher, takes the campiness of Batman Forever to new extremes. Starring George Clooney as Batman, the film features Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze, Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy, and Alicia Silverstone as Batgirl. With colourful costumes, corny one-liners, and slapstick humour, the film embraces a cartoonish, neon-filled aesthetic. Widely panned at the time, it has since gained a cult following for its unintentional humour and over-the-top charm. Tim Burton's Batman and Batman Returns are considered classics for their dark, Gothic atmospheres, psychological depth, and surreal visuals, exploring Batman's internal struggles and his villain's madness. In contrast, Joel Schumacher's Batman Forever and Batman and Robin shifted the franchise to a colourful, campy style, focusing on spectacle, humour, and action. While Burton's films are praised for their mood and depth, Schumacher's are remembered for their over-the-top visuals and high camp. Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy is a groundbreaking and influential series that reshaped the superhero genre, focusing on darker, more mature themes and a gritty, realistic portrayal of Gotham City. Here's a deeper dive into each film. Batman Begins 2005 focuses on the origins of Bruce Wayne Christian Bale, who, after witnessing his parents' murder, seeks answers to confront his fear and make a difference. He trains with the League of Shadows, led by Ra's al Ghul Liam Neeson, but rejects their violent methods. Returning to Gotham, Bruce becomes Batman, using fear to fight crime. The film explores themes of trauma, fear, and heroism, with a realistic tone that delves into Bruce's psychological development and introduces key characters. The Dark Knight 2008 raises the stakes with the introduction of the Joker Heath Ledger, a criminal mastermind who thrives on chaos. The film delves into profound ethical questions about justice, order, and morality, as the Joker challenges Batman both physically and mentally. Gotham becomes a battleground between law and disorder, with Batman and the Joker symbolizing these forces. The film explores duality between Batman and Bruce Wayne, and Batman and the Joker. Ledger's iconic portrayal of the Joker, with his terrifying unpredictability and nihilistic philosophy, is widely acclaimed. The Dark Knight is often hailed as one of the greatest superhero films for its blend of action, philosophical depth, and moral ambiguity. The Dark Knight Rises 2012 concludes Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy with Bruce Wayne Christian Bale confronting the physical and emotional scars of his past. 8 years after The Dark Knight, Bruce has retired, disillusioned by the fall of Harvey Dent and the consequences of his actions. Gotham faces a new threat in Bane Tom Hardy, a masked revolutionary bent on destroying the city. Bane forces Bruce to confront his limitations, while Selina Kyle and Hathaway as Catwoman adds further complexity to his journey. The film explores themes of redemption, sacrifice, and hope, bringing Bruce's arc full circle as he evolves from a broken man to a symbol of hope for Gotham. Trilogy as a whole is notable for its deep psychological exploration of Bruce Wayne, focusing on his internal conflict between justice and vengeance. Nolan weaves philosophical questions about heroism, vigilantism, and the societal impact of fear and violence. The cinematography, including Nolan's use of IMAX cameras and practical effects, created a grounded, immersive Gotham that influenced the look and tone of future superhero films. Heath Ledger's portrayal of the Joker in The Dark Knight is widely regarded as one of the greatest performances in film history, bringing unparalleled depth to the character and earning a posthumous Academy Award. The trilogy's ability to balance intense action with thoughtful storytelling raised the bar for superhero films, showing they could be both emotionally resonant and thrilling. Its critical and commercial success has made it a cultural touchstone, shaping not just superhero films, but modern cinema as a whole. Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice 2016, Justice League 2017, Zack Snyder's Justice League 2001. The Batman 2022, directed by Matt Reeves and starring Robert Pattinson as Bruce Wayne, Batman, presents a gritty, neo-noir reimagining of the iconic hero. Set in Batman's second year of crime fighting, the film delves into his detective skills as he investigates a series of brutal murders by the enigmatic Riddler Paul Dano, uncovering Gotham's dark secrets. Themes of corruption, identity, and redemption are explored, with Gotham portrayed as a city rife with systemic decay. The film's somber, noir tone is enhanced by a muted color palette, intimate cinematography, and a haunting score by Michael Giacchino. Pattinson's portrayal of a more vulnerable, human Batman, struggling with his dual identity, was widely praised, as was Dano's performance as the Riddler. The film marks a shift toward a grounded, detective-focused approach, offering a more cerebral and psychological take on Batman. As part of the ongoing evolution of the Batman character, The Batman sets a new standard for future adaptations, blending mystery, depth, and noir influences while staying true to the essence of The Dark Knight, a man driven by tragedy, seeking justice in a corrupt world. It proves that Batman's legend will continue to rise and inspire generations to come. The evolution of Batman on film has been a remarkable journey, reflecting both the changing cultural landscape and the deepening complexity of the character. From the campy, light-hearted 1960s portrayal by Adam West to the dark, psychological depth of Christopher Nolan's trilogy, and the gritty, detective-driven The Batman, each iteration has added new layers to The Dark Knight. Whether as a symbol of justice, a tortured vigilante, or a detective unearthing Gotham's deepest secrets, Batman has consistently resonated with audiences worldwide. As the character continues to evolve, one thing remains clear: Batman's legend will endure, adapting to the times and inspiring future generations, ensuring that the story of The Dark Knight is far from over.